And now, coming live from the Midwest Racks and Rod studio, it's the Outdoor Show. With your host, he's no Scott Bale, but he's a Scott Biscobing. With special in-studio guest, Brad Tallahassee Werwinski. And with your favorite producer, everybody loves a good hot baked potato. His name is Drew.
All right. We're going to try this again. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Midwest Racks and Rods Outdoor Show. It's 2025. This is our first episode back for the new year. Hope everybody's had a good new year. Hopefully everybody can hear us this time. I'm telling you, Brad, this is your third time on the show. And all three times, we haven't had I think maybe we had one issue, one little glitch, but that was an internet problem.
Yeah.
Where internet was out through different parts of the city here. And we thought we cleared everything up. And now I think we need to bring those cameras back because I don't think that was the issue. I think it's just Brad. I think you're a jinx. And in two different studios too.
Yeah.
At the previous studio as well. So I'm assuming everybody can hear us now, hopefully. And before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, we have a couple of words from a couple of our partners here. So take it away, Drew.
That's right. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Tagged and Bagged. They specialize in pre-taxidermy packaging. See, we started over, and I still managed to F it up. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Tagged and Bagged. They specialize in pre-taxidermy packaging for waterfowl. Their mission is to provide hunters with the highest quality packaging products to ensure preservation of a hunter's prized trophy. Tagged and Bagged products are made with the best materials and are designed to withstand the toughest hunting conditions. Taggedandbagged.net. That's right, folks. Taggedandbagged.net. And of course, Bucket Ready offers premium food plot seed for the best results when attracting wildlife to your property. Knowing what deer prefer, when they prefer it, and putting the best seed together for deer in your special hunting spot is what Bucket Ready Performance Food Plot Seed Mixtures is all about. BucketReady.com.
All right. Thanks for bearing with Drew here. He's more than a little bit under the
So we
weather.
got audio now?
We have audio. Everybody
hear
can
this?
hear us. It's wonderful. They can hear how sick I am and how terrible I'm producing right now. It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good.
No more questions.
All right, like I said, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Midwest Racks and Rods Outdoor Shows. We're super excited that we're starting a new season here. It's 2025. This is episode 1 for 2025.
I'm honored.
And Brad is with us again, third time. And I wanted to say third time's a charm, but
It still could be.
yeah, we'll see. We got a lot of show here left, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks
You know,
for having me.
making the trip all the way up here.
Yeah. A couple miles. Had to fill the truck up.
Right. So, what's new with you, Brad? What's been going on with you? I know you've had quite the season,
Yeah.
as you typically do. But I wanted to start out this first half of this episode, kind of talking about what you've had going on. You've had lots of outdoor adventures, kind of always outdoors, as we like to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really have a plan. That's for sure. And I know some of my buddies think that's crazy too, but I like to kind of, because with a kid and then work, I can't really ever plan ahead on much. So
Yeah, you tend to fly
all of a
by.
sudden one day I just, go hunt axis deer for a few days.
All of a sudden, at the last minute, you'll call up your buddy Scott here
Yep.
and be like, "Hey, can you watch my dog Boone for like 4 days?"
Thank you for that.
Oh, always, yeah. The wife and kid. Since we don't have any dogs in the house anymore, that's our thing. Is dog sitting for everybody else, and
Yeah.
and our little guy Spencer absolutely loves Evan Boone over. So
That's awesome.
he's a good boy.
Yes.
But yeah, so you'd like to fly by the seat of your pants a little bit
Yeah.
on some of these hunts. What kind of take us through? I mean, obviously, we won't get into the. You were out turkey hunting
Yeah, I did that turkey competition with my buddy this year.
Yeah,
that was
actually, if you want to touch on
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A place has it in Ohio, and there was 20 teams, I think, so 42-man teams, and there's all the money goes into a pot and pays out like the first 3 places. Sure. And it was set up so cool. I mean, they had great food, and then what you do is you draw for a piece of property. Then you have 1 day to scout it, and then 2 days to hunt.
Dude, that is sick.
And we
That's so cool.
We first day we can only shoot 1 bird a day. You get 2 tags, but you can only shoot 1 in the day. I don't know if that's Ohio rules or if it's the contest rules, but we both had our birds, and like before the sun was even like in the sky. I mean, at first light, we both pretty much got our first 2 birds.
Yeah.
And then that put us in first place right away, and we held that until the next day. And then we actually both shot 2 birds again the next morning. But like 2 of ours were like a little bit smaller. And we held our in the top 3 until like the last day, and then I think we got like 6th place.
Out of how many teams?
20 teams.
That's still, yeah,
Super fun, really cool. Get to meet people from all over the country that are doing it, and you could win some money if you place.
Sure.
So
top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think first prize was like 30 grand.
Well, when you and I had talked about this earlier, like it's about the pounds, right? And
so they
as well
they
as
do.
spur?
It's like they score it. It's I think spurs times 10, beard times 3, and then plus the weight.
Okay.
I believe that's correct. Don't quote me, but it's something like that. So you shoot like, I don't know if it was like a 70 or like an 80. It is like a freaking booner or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah,
and that's based on beard and all 3 of those things.
The first bird I shot on that trip was one of my biggest birds I've ever shot. Okay. So they just must make them bigger down there, those Easterns. But
Tell me more.
it was fun, real fun. We'll probably try to do it again this year.
With that, do they? I guess what I should say is, do you think you would have done it any differently? I mean, are guys holding out for bigger birds? Or
I think the guys
first
that
time,
won, those guys, there was like uncles and sons and stuff. They were on teams and they were killers. And I'm pretty sure they passed a couple that were mature toms, but weren't like 3-year-olds or something.
Yeah.
Like they were just a mature tom. But it's like, how do you pass a tom strutting in your face? You shoot them.
right? And this was your first time hunting there, right?
Knowing, the way we hunt and our style, I think we could probably get away with maybe passing a smaller tom if you have enough time to see
Sure.
that he's not like a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was my point is like, if you go back down there again this year, would you do it differently?
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also luck of the draw too on the property.
And
I mean, there's nothing.
You can redraw property the next day if you don't like your property.
Okay.
Yeah.
With whatever's available.
That was a cool rule. Yeah. There was like a couple extra ones that were floating around, so you could draw again for a different one if you didn't want yours.
Yeah.
How big were the parcels?
Ours was like almost 500 acres.
And you guys were the only ones on it?
We were it was 100% hardwoods.
Okay.
There was, it was all hardwoods. So it's pretty cool.
I love hunting them in the hardwoods.
It's like we got in there the night before. We heard a couple gobbles. We're like, all right, well, we're setting up under them in the morning.
Right.
So
you get to scout ahead of time?
Yeah, you get to scout the day before the opener.
Sure. And obviously you're only scouting that one parcel and that everything else is just, you're kind of going in blind after that. Very cool. Well, that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
All right.
That was fun. And then turkey hunt and then the spring axis hunt. That's something I've been doing for a few years in a row now. I actually found some goats to hunt out there now that I missed.
Where
I missed
is this
one.
for those who
in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yep. So you just got to look ahead, get a cheap flight, and camp.
Oh, that's over.
We camped.
That's like a licky dicky.
Yeah, so we camped at a state park the first night, and it got like 32 degrees up there that night.
Wow.
And, I mean, it was cold.
Yeah,
You
that's I mean, I wouldn't even think Hawaii would ever come close to that.
Oh yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
And
Is that common, or was it just an abnormal?
yeah, it's pretty common, especially
weather
when we
stream.
were like in a cloud where we camped. We were on this, on the mountain, and we were like kind of mid where the campsite was.
Yeah.
You have to camp in a campsite, and it was like a cloud, like a thick cloud cover. But then when I went up top in the morning to hunt, it was like sunny and hot.
Oh wow.
And then down low, obviously, it's pretty much
Got to layer
perfect
up for that.
perfect weather every day.
Yeah. So yeah, we got some pictures up right now of your access buck.
Yep. That's pretty much the one I was going for, and now I'll be happy if I never shoot another one. So
Really?
yeah,
Why is that?
just because it's a big one, it's a
Yeah.
big deer.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
got a little bit of velvet on it,
Yeah, it looks like it's got a decent amount of velvet on it. Yeah.
but yeah, we always do pretty well out there. I mean, there's a lot of animals running around. You just got to get it figured out to where you can do it on your own and not go out there and pay, an outfitter or whatever.
So yeah, you do have to go with an outfitter?
No.
Or you don't have to?
No, you don't. You can hunt year round out there.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And if you're not doing the state tags or the state land, you can hunt year round on, other land that's open. So you just got to kind of dig into it.
So for somebody who's never done it before and they're like, oh, that sounds like a really cool hunt, but it sounds expensive, Is it the flight that's the most expensive?
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out lodging too. You're not going to camp every single night, probably.
Yeah.
So if you can find a cheap, room somewhere, or if you meet, start talking to locals, they're all pretty cool, and you become friends with a few, then you just stay by them.
Sure.
So what? Just to interject real quick, it seems like a very daunting thing to take on, right? That you're literally going off the mainland, quite a ways, and I mean, how much planning did you go into the first trip, right?
Well, luckily I went out there with a few buddies that he's done it a few years before me, so I kind of fell into already some knowledge on it, which is really always very helpful.
Yeah.
But like, if you dug into it a little bit, you could land in Maui, get your stuff, pick up your Jeep, and you could be up into that hunting area within 2 hours and hunting goats. Like
Right away.
yeah, right away. And there's pigs in there too. You can shoot pigs, but each area kind of has you could shoot unlimited amount of deer in a day if you got into them.
Okay.
You can shoot I think it's like two hogs a day and then 1 or 2 goats a day. You just have to check in and check out.
Okay.
When you drive up in there, there's like little booths.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are tags? In terms of prices?
It's not it's just their general Hawaii license.
Wow.
It's like $100.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
100. I think it went up to 105 last year.
So the most of your cost is probably just in the flight itself.
Yeah.
And that, wow.
Food. I mean, you don't want to go out to eat in Hawaii every day.
Yeah.
So if you can go to Walmart and just pack a cooler,
Right.
that's the best way to do it.
Cook up your food back at camp
Yep.
in the
You
evening.
can do some jet boil meals,
Sure.
which you have to buy the tank when you get there. That little hardware store had a bunch. So
Sure. Can you have open flame there? Like an actual campfire? or
where
no?
we were, the fires were prohibited. So no, you can't.
Yeah.
But if you had a grill, you could probably do it with
So,
a little grill and have a little fire in it or something.
Yeah. I suppose. I mean, it's probably a little bit dry when you get up there, right? Is that what it is, or?
I'm sure they have.
I
Their times like what happened with the fire. There,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's
pretty-
probably a concern for sure.
That town was a beautiful town.